Okay, hello class. For the next problem, under deformation of actually loaded member, the problem is an aluminum bar having a cross-sectional area of 0.5 square inch carries the actual loads applied at the positions shown in the figure. Compute the total change in length of the bar if the modulus of elasticity is 10 times 10 raised to 6 psi or pound per square inch. Then, assume the bar is suitably braced to prevent lateral buckling. Okay, in this example class, the cross-sectional area is uniform. Okay, so we have three segments, but they are all made of aluminum and the cross-sectional area is uniform throughout the length. So therefore, the formula total deformation, which is equivalent to PL over AE, is applicable. Ah, okay. So in this example, the total deformation is equivalent to the summation of PL over AE ng kada segment. So we have three segments, 3 feet, 5 feet, and 4 feet, all made of aluminum with uniform cross-sectional area. Okay. So, ito yung gagamitin natin na formula. Now, considering the first segment, the 3 feet length, let us consider determine the internal force at the first segment. So, let's say, let us consider this as segment 1. So, this is, let's say, section 1. Considering section 1, so we have ito na internally, 'di ba, yung process na tinuro ko sa inyo before. So mag-assume ka, ikakat mo, it's either yung left or right part of the member yung i-consider mo. So let us consider the left because meron lang tayong 6,000 pounds. Kapag kinonsider mo yung right, may 7,000 ka, may 5,000, may 4,000, but same result lang naman yun. But it is more convenient to consider the left part ng member. So we have here the 6,000 pounds. So we have here the 6,000 pounds. Now, what is the internal force dito sa segment na to? Dito sa portion na to ng aluminum. Itong 3 feet aluminum kasi ano siya pinagdugtong-dugtong. Then may application of load dito sa portion nito, 3 feet from the leftmost part of the aluminum. Kaya meron diyang hati class. So, i-consider natin dito, before siya maka-encounter ng another load, itong continuous na to, then cut tayo dito, consider the left part. So, the internal force dito sa portion na ito is equivalent to, let's say, P sub 1. Okay. Then, taking summation of forces along x equal to 0, maintaining static equilibrium, we have P1 minus 6,000 is equal to 0. So, P1 is equivalent to 6,000 pounds. Okay, the magnitude of the internal force at the 3 feet length from the leftmost part of the member is 6,000 pounds. Now, we need to determine, you need to identify if the internal force, whether the internal force is compressive or tensile force. So, in this illustration, makikita natin that P sub 1 is in tension. Why? Because the body that you are considering or the section that you are considering is ito. But since the direction of P1 is away from that section, meaning P sub 1 is in tension. Kapag class away, ito yung kinukonsider nyo kasi yung left part. If it is away, if the direction is away, tension yan. So, inassume natin siya na away, and then by taking summation of forces, positive yung result, therefore, your assumption is correct. So, ang direction niya is to the right, therefore, siya ay in tension. It is not, hindi ibig sabihin ng to the right or to the left. You don't need to, na pagbasehan is left or right. Away. Ito yung kinoconsider mong section. The direction of P1 is away from that section. Therefore, siya ay tension. If the direction is opposing, dito sa illustration natin, itong direction, therefore, siya ay compression or compressive. Why do we need to determine if it is compressive or tensile? Because malalaman natin kung plus or minus yung deformation. Pag plus, humaba siya kasi tension. Then kapag compression, negative. So identify this. Lagay nyo T. 6,000 pounds T for tensile force. Okay, next. In this section, from 3 feet to 8 feet, itong portion na to, cut naman ulit kayo. Kasi naka-encounter siya ng 7,000 pounds. So, cut ka dito. Let's say this section as 2, 2. Okay. So, this one is considering section 1, 1. Then, considering section 2, 2, we have, okay, ito na yung member natin. So, let's say, nag-cut ka dito. Ito yung cutting section mo. So, meron ka ditong 6,000. Then, meron ka naman ditong 7,000. Okay. So, assuming, by observation class, before kayo mag-assume, observe nyo na, and then, malalaman nyo, yung assumption nyo, mas, kumbaga, nandun na yung malapit sa katotohanan yung assumption nyo. Then, marirealize nyo naman yan at the end, kung tama yung assumption nyo. So, you have to the left 6,000, may to the right yung 7,000. So, maybe, or probably probably the P sub 2 is to the left. Kasi may to the right ka ng 7,000, may 6,000 ka lang na to the left. So, obviously, P2, makikita mo na kaagad yung magnitude niya. But, showing the step-by-step solution, summation of forces along x equal to 0, we have 7,000 less 6,000 less P sub 2. That is equivalent to 0. Now, P sub 2 is equivalent to 1,000. 1,000 pounds. Diba? So, P sub 2 natin is 1,000 pounds. P sub 2. 1,000 pounds. Okay. So, we have P sub 2. Kasi magsasum up tayo class ng PL over AE. So, kunin muna natin kung ano yung P, internal force, dito sa portion na ito, the internal force at this portion, then internal force at dito naman sa portion na ito. Considering itong portion na 4 feet na to, so, kuha tayo ng section. So, let's say this is 3, 3, section 3, 3. Considering section 3, 3, okay, considering section 3-3, we have something like this. Ito yung cutting section mo. Dito ka mag-cut, and then 4,000. Magka-cut tayo to determine the internal force. Okay, so what's the internal force here? Obviously, mag-assume ka, away. Diba? Sorry. Yung sa section 2 pala, you need to identify if it is tension or compression. Okay, P sub 2 is, okay, the direction of the P sub 2 is towards, di ba? Towards the section na kino-consider mo, therefore siya ay compression. Then another, kapag 4,000 pound naman dito, so to the right na siya, so mag to the left ka man. And considering to the left, away naman siya dito sa kino-consider mo. So let's say this is your P sub 3. Okay, summation of forces along x equal to 0. You have P sub 3 is equal to 4,000 pounds. Diba? Okay, so that is in tension. Why? Because the direction of P sub 3 is away from the section na kinonsider mo. Okay, we have already the magnitude of the P1, P2, and P3. Now, we can now determine the total elongation, the total deformation. So, total deformation because we do not know if the net is elongation or contraction. So, therefore, summation, so that is equivalent to P1 L1 over A1 E1 and so on. Diba? Okay. PN over ANEN. So this is applicable class if the cross-sectional area is uniform, yung PNLN. Anyway, by portion naman kayo mag solve niyan. Okay, we have the total deformation equivalent to what is P1. Okay, P1 is iba-iba. Ang L is iba-iba din. Cross-sectional area is uniform. Then the modulus of elasticity is also uniform, so we can place A1 and or A and A sa labas and then multiplied by P1 L1 plus P2 L2 plus P3 L3. Okay, so the total deformation will be equal to 1 over gaya na sinabi ko kanina sa unit analysis, P in pounds, L in inch, A in square inch, E in PSI, the result is in inch or inches. Okay, so the cross-sectional area is equivalent to 0.5. Okay, the unit is square inch. Okay na yung unit. So, 0.5 multiplied by the modulus of elasticity should be in PSI. Okay, so 10 times 10 raised to 6. And then, sum up lang natin yung PL nila. P1 is 6,000. So, positive yan. Plus, dito nyo nagagamitin yung plus or minus. Kapag tensile plus, so positive 6,000 yan, multiplied by L1, which is equivalent to 3 feet. 3 feet is equivalent to 36 inches na inches na ang gagamitin nyo. Plus P2 L2, P2 is equivalent to 1,000 compression. So, meaning, minus mo na to. Pwede mo nang ilagay dito or simply dito na. Or since shortening siya, anyway, pwede mo dito sa P ilagay, pwede rin namang dito sa plus. Dito na lang. Minus. Okay. Plus. Nag-less tayo kasi compression siya. So, shortening yung mangyayari dyan na contraction. Okay. 1,000 multiplied by L2, which is 5 feet. 5 times 12 is 60. And then, P3, what is P3? Tension or compression? P3 is in tension. So, therefore, you have plus 4,000 multiplied by the length of the, okay, that is 48. 12 times 40, 12 times 4, 48. So, therefore, the total deformation is, okay, kindly calculate. So, we have 6,000 times 36 minus 1,000 times 60 multiplied by 60 plus 4,000 multiplied by 48. Okay, divided by 0.5 divided by 10 raised to 6. 10 times 10 raised to 6. Okay, so the final answer, the total deformation is positive 0.0696 inch. So, therefore, siya ay lengthening. Or kapag positive, obvious na yon. So, this is the final answer. So, this is the total deformation. Total deformation is 0.0696 inch. So, sa mga ganitong type of problem, ganito ang gagawin yung class. Okay.